Precise, balanced, unbiased.
We are live from Benin City to the world. This is 92.7 KUFM News Dawn.
It's 6:30 a.m. Good morning and welcome to News Dawn on KU 92.7 FM Benin City. First, the headlines. Edo State government debunks claims about Indian variant of COVID-19 in Edo. INEC to hold meetings over incessant attacks on officers. JAM to decide UTME date on Saturday. On entertainment, Patoranking opens up on intention to work with Rihanna and Bruno Mars. And in sports, Granotour invites Ahmed Musa, 30 others. Details of these and more after this break. I am God's Love, Orlando. And on the news in details, Edo State government has clarified that there is no case or record of the Indian variant of the COVID-19 virus in Edo State yet. The clarification came following growing speculations on the social media about the presence of the variant in the state. The state governor, Godwin Obaseki, represented by the permanent secretary, Edo State Ministry of Health, Dr. Osamuyi Iruwa, gave the clarification on Friday at a press conference in Government House, Benin City. He said the state government has reached out to the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, regarding the development, and the verified information reveals that the said sample was collected in January 2021. The governor hailed Edo people for their cooperation with various strategies put in place by the government to contain the pandemic. He further called on citizens to make themselves available on the ongoing COVID-19 vaccination, describing it as a major step in containing the pandemic. Edo State government has suspended with immediate effect all the activities of the National Council of Women Societies, NCWS, in Edo State, including their proposed state chapter elections. In a statement signed by Secretary to the State Government, Barrister Osanrojo Ogi, on Friday, the State Government said the suspension is indefinite until pending issues are resolved. The decision, according to Ogi, followed the activities of factions of the Council and the State, which, if not checked and harmonized, are capable of breaching the peace, especially in view of the present fragile state of security in the nation. The statement warned that anyone who disregards the directive of the State Government disregards the directive of the state government above will face the law accordingly. And to the educational sector here in Edo State, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Ambrose Ali University, AAU, EPOMA chapter has reacted to the series of recent developments in the state-owned university, which included the amendment of the university laws and the appointment of an acting vice-chancellor for the university by the state government. The university's chapter of ASU, in a statement made available to newsmen in Benin City, said it was unconvinced by the reason given by the state government for the unconventional and hasty amendment of the university law. In a statement signed by Dr. Monde Igbafe and Dr. Anthony Koka Aziobuoje, chairperson and secretary, respectively, the union also faulted the fashion in which the University Governing Council was dissolved. The union called on the governor and visitor to the university, in the interest of the future of the university, to reconsider the amendments. Meanwhile, the Congress of University Academics, Ambrose Ali University EPOMA chapter, has expressed readiness to work with the newly appointed acting vice-chancellor to the institution, Professor Benson Osatolo. The union is optimistic that the acting vice-chancellor will take it to its unenviable height, which it has attained over the years. This was contained in a press statement by the union's chairman, Dr. Yahweh Hansen, and its secretary, Dr. Moki Ernest. Dr. Hansen said the appointment of the acting vice-chancellor by the Edo State Governor, Godwin Obaseki, to oversee the running of the institution was timely as it stands to stem the current crisis bedeviling the varsity. He also commended outgone Vice-Chancellor, Professor I.A. Onimawo, for his numerous contributions to the growth of the institution. Still in Edo State, in observance of the 2021 World Day for Social Communications, the Benin Archdiocese of the Catholic Media Practitioners of Nigeria, CAMPMAN, put together a Made-in Media lecture. The event, which is in conjunction with the Directorate of Catholic Social Communications, took place at the Nigeria Union of Journalists Center, Benin City, on Friday. Blessing Asekome was there and tells us more.
While delivering a lecture at the 55th World Day for Social Communications, the guest speaker, Tony Abolo, said, "The Bible urges everyone not to be judgmental while loving one's neighbor as they love themselves." Abolo said, "People need to be viewed as God sees them."
It's more looking at how do we understand the other person. We should see people's character and see them the way God sees them. God knows that we are bad and we are also good, but He takes us as we are. And that's how we ought to relate to one another. And we as journalists ought to relate to the public in that way.
The interim president, Catholic Media Workers Association of Nigeria, Benin City Archdiocese, Ede Ago, said the event was to teach about bringing in love in news reportage.
Generally, the cause of insecurity is because of lack of love. So as media practitioners with Christian faith, when we do our reports, professing our faith through it, we show God's love. In the process, we are able to harness people to show love towards each other. So when you report your stories with love, it goes a long way in bringing everybody together.
The Assistant Director of the Catholic Social Communications, Benin City Archdiocese, Reverend Father Jude Ora, while emphasizing on the theme of the event, said campers, as journalists, are obliged to carry out their duty justly in order to avoid fake news.
The Holy Father has declared this theme as come and see, taken from the Gospel of St. John, where the disciples had personal experience with Christ before reporting Him to others. So in the same way, the members of the compound, they are being encouraged to have one-on-one encounter to report the facts, what they have seen, what they have experienced, or what they have investigated to be truth.
Also present at the occasion was the chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists, Sir Roland Osakwe, who said journalists should relay their reports appropriately.
This year's focus is for the betterment of journalism and betterment of our society. We believe that if we report appropriately without derailing the news or the story, the people will live a better society. And in the reflection, we also believe that we should love our neighbor as ourselves, irrespective of what is going on in the country. Journalists should report positively.
The theme for this year's World Day for Social Communication is Come and See, communicating, encouraging people as and where they are. Blessing Asekome, KUFM News.
And more stories now to the educational sector, where the Registrar of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, says the board will decide if there is a need to extend the registration period and change the date of the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME. Oloyede made this known on Friday at a Zoom meeting titled Briefing Session for the Committees on 2021 UTME. The UTME had been slated to hold between June the 5th and 19th. Oloyede, however, stated that the mock examination will begin on May 20th as stipulated earlier. The registrar explains that 1.2 million candidates have been registered, while it expects 1.9 million. He disclosed that over 600,000 candidates have experienced hitches because of some challenges confronting the NIN registration process. And now talking politics, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has lamented the serial fire attacks on its offices in some states, especially in the southeast geopolitical zone. INEC, however, stated that it will continue with its operation in the areas affected while summoning all resident electoral commissioners across the state to an emergency meeting in Abuja on Wednesday. The National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, made this known in a statement issued on Friday. INEC noted that it was the third incident involving INEC's local government offices in 3 states in less than 2 weeks. Coming up in a moment in our entertainment news, Patoranking opens up on intent to work with Rihanna and Bruno Mars. Details in a moment. You're welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. You're still listening to News Dawn on 92.7 KUFM. And now to our entertainment story, where Nigerian reggae dancehall star Patoranking has revealed his hope to collaborate with global music stars Rihanna, Bruno Mars, and The Weeknd. Patoranking is optimistic to bring the African continent through music. In July 2020, Patoranking was enlisted among artists that re-recorded Bob Marley's One Love song by United Nations Children Emergency Fund, UNICEF, to support children whose lives were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Elsewhere, fast-rising Nigerian Afro-hip-hop rapper Obunna Nnamdi Emmanuel, a.k.a. One of Africa, has set the pace in the global music scene to become the first Nigerian rapper to dedicate a song as a homage to American Grammy Award-winning rapper Rick Ross on his just-released single titled American Dreamer, which is gradually climbing the charts on Spotify, iTunes, and Reverb Nation. One of Africa is also known as the rapper with the highest spirit. American Dreamer is taken from his yet-to-be-released EP titled After the Burial, which features a lot of American artists and will be out by June 2021. And that's it on entertainment. And now in sports, Grenadier Troyer invites Ahmed Musa and 30 others in provisional squad for Cameroon friendly in Austria. Details in a moment. And now talking sports, Super Eagles technical advisor Grenadier Troyer has invited Kano Pillars forward Ahmed Musa and 30 others in the provisional list for Nigeria's international friendly game against 2021 AFCON host, the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. The list was announced by the Nigeria Football Federation NFF Communications Department on Friday. The friendly will hold on Friday, 4th of June 2021 at the Wiener Neustadt in the Austrian capital, Vienna. Headlining the list is Captain Ahmed Musa with Deputy Captain William Ekong, goalkeeper Maduka Okoye, defenders Kenneth Umero and Chidozie Awaziem. Some of the midfielders are Wilfred Ndidi and Ogenekaro Etobo, and forwards Victor Osimhen, Kelechi Iheanacho and Samuel Chukwueze. Fiancé of Portugal forward Abraham Marcus is called for the first time, and Enyimba FC midfielder Anayo Iwala, who was invited for the AFCON qualifiers against Benin Republic and Lesotho in March. The provisional list of 31 will be reduced to 23 after the Super Eagles fly to Vienna for the clash with the five-time African champions. The last time both teams clashed was in the quarterfinals in the 2019 AFCON, which the Eagles won 3-2. And in the foreign scene, Ferran Torres scored his first Manchester City hat-trick as the newly crowned English champions twice came from behind to beat Newcastle United 4-3 at St James Park on Friday. Goalkeeper Scott Carson was handed his City debut at 35 and a first Premier League appearance for almost 10 years, but it was Torres who made the strongest case with his treble. City dominated the opening stages but fell behind on 25 minutes when Emil Kraft scored from Jonjo Shevli's corner. The visitors turned the game around with 2 goals in 3 minutes when João Cancelo's deflected shot flew into the far corner before Torres flicked Ike Guadogan's free kick over goalkeeper Martin Dobraka. The Maccabees leveled against the first half stoppage time when Nathan Ake found Joel Linton inside the box, and the Brazilian striker stepped up to smash the spot kick past Carson and make it a 2-2 at halftime. Joe Willock put the hosts in front again when he netted from the penalty spot after Kyle Walker tripped him. However, the lead lasted for a few seconds when Torres hit the back of the net from Gabriel Jesus' cross to make it 3-3, and the Spaniard completed his hat-trick 24 minutes from regulation time after Cancelo's curling effort came back off the post. Victory opens up City's unaccessible lead at the top of the table to 13 points over Manchester United, while Newcastle secured safety in the top flight last weekend and remain in 16th. And that's it on sport news. And that's the news. But before we go, let's take a quick recap of the headlines. On the news this morning, we told you that Edo State government has debunked claims about Indian variant of COVID-19 in Edo State. And INEC to hold meetings over incessant attacks on offices. Finally, on Newsdom this morning, JAMB to decide UTME date on Saturday. Please do remember that the continued unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Do not forget you can listen to us anywhere in the world, either by visiting our website at www.kufm.net, or you can download our KU mobile app from the Google Play Store. Remember, you can also listen to us on radioguardian.com or join us live on YouTube at KUFM Nigeria. KUFM's Newsdom was produced by Libidum Asagwaram. I am God's Love Orlando, saying thanks for listening and good morning.
Turn us up. 92.7.
92.7 KUFM.
But you got it, I will go party. Baby, Lodi, but you got it, I will go shady. Baby, money, moko, beto, and maybe I'm about to get to know my man. My lady, your body is unnecessary. My lady, your body is unnecessary. Your body is unnecessary. My lady, your body is unnecessary.
See, fine lady, your body is unnecessary. I'm ready. Anything that you want, I'm getting. Oh, yeah, link up. Fire girl, oh, supposed to give me body non-stop. One more tonjo, and one more tonjo. Spend the money non-stop. Fine lady, your body is unnecessary. Fine lady, your body is unnecessary. Sorry, body is unnecessary. Fine lady, your body is unnecessary.